I am Jean, I'm an alcoholic, and I've been through this work with the help of a big book step study sponsor, a loving God, meetings like these, people like you, and I think that's all of it. That's my fear. I'm not really afraid to speak in public, but I have to say that I have some honest anxiety today because I've never been in this position. I speak at meetings, but I've never been up front. And this is relatively new for me. I've just pretty much finished doing this work, and I have to say it's the most valuable thing I've done in my life. I've been coming to AA for 29 years, and it took me 27 years to get here. I heard a lot of things that helped me in those 27 years, but it was the help and suggestion of some good friends who saw me struggle when we started to go through COVID, and some things happened in my life that I had no control over. And I was full of rage and full of fear. And I learned when I first came in here to take suggestions, because all of you knew more than I did about how to live life. And so I didn't necessarily want to come here, because these meetings, in my experience, had kind of a negative reputation. You know, everybody's like, oh, you know, those big book people. You know, they kind of, you know, it's very controlling. At that point, I needed somebody to tell me what to do. I had been looking for that for a long time. I'm not real good at taking directions because I'm an alcoholic, I guess. But I knew I was in trouble. I didn't think I was going to drink, but I felt like I was going to kill somebody. And I didn't like the way I felt, and that's what got me here 29 years ago, and it got me to these meetings 2 years ago. And I was desperate enough to do the work, and I didn't want to like lag. Somebody was telling me what to do, and I had some moments where I kind of sat on my hands and didn't write. And again, the feelings returned, you know, that fear. And so today I know that this is where I need to be. This is what has given me peace of mind. So the fears, I fear everything. I was born in fear. And I'm afraid of not getting it right, and I'm afraid of getting it right. I'm afraid of being up here because I don't want you to look at me. I don't want to be seen. I just want to be under the radar. Just let me do the things I need to do. I loved the work I did professionally, but I didn't want anybody to notice me. I just wanted to do my job and go home. And I pretty much achieved that. But, you know, I have all these things written in my book. And fear, when I heard it in open meetings, was F everything and run. But I really like false evidence appearing real. Again, left to my own devices and my own thinking. Everything, you know, I put a spin on things that's just really amazing to me. Today, I can see it. I didn't see it before. I understand it, and this work has helped me to stop before I react. My thinking is way off, and it's very self-centered. I didn't see how self-centered. I knew it was, but I didn't know how to correct it. And, you know, that's what this work has done for me. It's helped me to see other people for who they are, and that we're all just here just doing the best we can. Some of it I like, some of it I don't like. I've learned to to change my thinking about family. I grew up in a family that was deeply affected by alcohol, not my parents, but extended family. And that still exists today. So, you know, I have some contact, which was really hard for me to accept around the holidays especially. And now I'm like relieved that I don't have to be with them. I have family of choice, and a lot of that family are people that I've met in these halls. And the family that I do have contact with are far more loving and understanding and accepting that I have a life that doesn't include alcohol. And they don't have lives that include alcohol. Before I stopped drinking, I thought that that's what it was all about, that everybody drank. And then when I stopped drinking, I realized that nobody really drank like I did. And, you know, even my drinking was ruled by fear. I was afraid to cross that line. I was afraid that I might drink too much, or if I tried something I hadn't really had before, that was going to be a problem. So, you know, like I said, my life has been ruled by fear. And today, I can acknowledge that I have some anxiety about being here and being in this spot today, but I'm not full of fear, because I understand that if I trust and rely on God, which I never did before, I kind of knew God was out there. I really never knew what trusting God meant or how it played out in my life. You know, I do know that I kind of gave it lip service for a long time. And honestly, when I came in here to this meeting, that I could see, I began to see and understand. I've always had trouble understanding lots of things. I'm kind of an introvert, and so it's easier for me to sit back and observe and to watch, and that's how I figured out how to live life, how to not make any mistakes, because I didn't want to make mistakes. Today, not so much. I make mistakes, that's how I learn, and I'm not knocking the Catholic Church, but I did go to Catholic school. And so making mistakes was not a good thing. They scared the hell out of me. But to the point where my mother, when I was in first grade, went down to talk to the nun because I was afraid to come to school. And the nun said to my mother, "Oh, no, she's very good." And she says, "Yeah, I know that." She said, "But she's afraid of what you do to the other children." So, you know, those fears. So I learned very quickly to navigate my life around that. Like, okay, I'll just be quiet. Just leave me alone. And I can look back, and I honestly don't see my life the way other people have told me. Like, they'll say things to me, I'm like, I did that? I don't remember doing that, because I was never fully present. I just kept moving, because, you know, moving targets, they can't get you. And, you know, I lived so much of my life that way. And today I don't have to. I can make choices, honest choices today. Not out of fear, but because I know who I am. You know, I didn't know who I was. And today I have a better understanding of who I am, what my motivations are, and why I make the choices I make them. And, you know, why did it take me so long? I wish it hadn't taken me so long, but I also understand that I'm where I am because that's where I'm supposed to be today. I wasn't supposed to be in these meetings 29 years ago. I probably couldn't have tolerated it, and I might never have come back. But, you know, I went to meetings, and I started, and people told me, you know, we meet more than once a week. There are other meetings. I didn't know that. I didn't know. And my fear had such a grip on me that I couldn't ask questions. I couldn't ask you for what I didn't know because I didn't know what I didn't know. And, you know, sometimes I wish that we could give this to everybody like the day they're born. And, but that's not the plan, you know. Today I know the plan was for me to get here when I got here, to do the work with the people that I've done the work with, and to live my life in complete and utter gratitude. Thank you.